In this video, we explore the effects of a delayed opening on a polling location on Election Day. To simulate this voting process, we assume that 1,500 voters will turn out to a polling location following the arrival pattern shown on screen. This arrival pattern represents a large number of arrivals in the morning, arrivals decreasing in midday, and another increase in arrivals in the afternoon. To represent a delay in the opening of the polls, voters do not start being checked into the polling location until 9 a.m. We assume that voters who arrive to the polling location between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. will choose to wait for the polling location to open rather than leaving or returning at a later point on Election Day. A visual representation of the voting process is shown on screen, with voters entering the polling location, joining a queue to check in where they receive a paper ballot, then traveling to privacy booths where they mark their ballot by hand. After marking their ballot, the voter then travels to a ballot scanner where they submit their ballot. We assume that the resource allocation for this voting process consists of 3 check-in devices, 9 privacy booths, 1 ballot scanner, and 1 ADA-compliant ballot marking device. With this resource allocation and the delayed opening, voters wait an average of 1 hour and 8 minutes to vote throughout the election day. While circumstances leading to delayed openings may be challenging or impossible to prevent, strategies can be implemented after delayed opening to minimize long lines and wait times. This video focuses on the effects of adding resources to the polling location 1 hour after the polling location starts processing voters, representing additional resources being transported and set up at the polling location in order to respond to these delays. Several scenarios will be explored, including the addition of 1 extra resource at a time, such as an extra check-in, the addition of 2 pieces of the same equipment, such as 2 extra privacy booths, and the addition of multiple types of equipment, such as an extra check-in and privacy booth. The table currently shown on screen represents the changes in wait times upon adding 1 and 2 individual resources at the polling location after the delayed opening. With 1 additional privacy booth, voter wait times decrease by 11.5 minutes. 1 extra accessible ballot marking device decreases voter wait times by 15 minutes. However, setting up 1 extra check-in or 1 extra ballot scanner increases voter wait times. Adding 2 additional privacy booths reduces wait times by 18 minutes, and adding 2 additional accessible ballot marking devices reduces wait times by 12 minutes. 2 extra ballot scanners reduce voter wait times by only 2 minutes, and 2 extra check-ins actually increase wait times by 10.5 minutes. With these results, it is clear that adding 1 privacy booth or accessible ballot marking device effectively reduces wait times. However, there is little added benefit of adding 2 of any one resource in the simulated scenario. Adding voting equipment at different points in the voting process also proves to effectively reduce voter wait times. The figure shown on screen presents the changes in wait times with the addition of combinations of resources. While adding several resources nearly always reduces wait times, the largest reductions are achieved when both a voting booth and an accessible ballot marking device are added, regardless of adding any other resources. By setting up 1 extra voting booth and 1 extra accessible ballot marking device, voter wait times may be reduced by 25 minutes. Adding 3 or more devices offers only slight improvement in wait time when compared to adding a voting booth and an accessible ballot scanner. When experiencing a delayed opening at a polling location, attempting to increase the quantity of resources after the delay is resolved may assist in minimizing the increase in voter wait times caused by the interruption. In the presented case, the process of marking a ballot becomes the bottleneck of the voting process, indicating that adding a privacy booth, accessible ballot marking device, or both may effectively reduce wait times, even when adding an hour after the delay has been resolved. Depending on the voting process and the resource bottleneck, a different piece of equipment may be required to reduce delays. Additional limitations to this strategy for addressing delayed openings are the availability of spare voting equipment and the physical size of the polling location. In some cases, additional voting equipment may not be available or must be relocated from less busy polling location. When polling locations have a small usable area, it may be challenging or even impossible to set up additional equipment due to size constraints. In cases where check-ins are required, Additional staffing would be also required to operate the added voting equipment, which may limit the feasibility of the implementation of this strategy. Despite these limitations, the addition of voting equipment in response to a delayed opening effectively reduces voter wait times. This strategy may be a feasible and accessible solution for election administrators facing unexpected delays when opening a polling location and when contingency planning for an election. While the numeric values in the presented analysis may not reflect any particular polling location, the strategy of identifying the voting process bottleneck and increasing resources at that point in response to a delayed opening may reduce voter wait times.